Good morning, it is like 6:54, if not earlier than that, later than that, I'm sorry, a.m. And I just wanted to talk just kind of candidly, so you already know what you're here for. A yap session, hopefully not a long one. There's a bunch of like retrogrades and new moons and blood moons and kazimis and all of this shit happening this month, and the Venus retrograde in Aries, I believe that's what it is right now, and it's bringing up a lot of behaviors that I've been like very destructive. Not very destructive, let's not even go there. Let's not even, just like pain points, I should say. I don't want to say destructive behavior. And in a little bit, I'll tell you why I don't want to use that language when it comes to my own decision making, and like maybe it'll help with y'all decision making as well. But it's been challenging my way of life, how I navigate through procrastination and insecurity and self-doubt and the fear of success, and how I fear of being in a relation, in like deep, genuine relation, and yet I crave this deepness, but I won't allow myself to fully immerse myself in deepness, and how that correlates to the people who are reflecting this in my life. And that might sound very wordy, but I'll break it down for y'all so that I could also break it down for myself type shit. Like, the main reason why I'm here is because the other day in my vlog, which will be uploaded, I'm gonna finish it up today, hopefully. Yeah, today, because I need to focus on something else, and this is like my passion project type shit. So what was I saying? Oh, I lit my orange candle for like creativity. I can actually grab it. This one is for happiness, justice, creativity, and flexibility, right? This was my orange candle, and I blessed the bottom of it and I lit it. This might not have a correlation, but the way that life is going for me right now, the correlation is there for me, in part of me, right? So follow me real quick. Okay, so becoming a young woman, a young adult, and when I say a young woman, young adult, I do still consider being now living through my 20s and being on the late end of my 20s. I'm starting to realize that everything before 25, maybe even everything before 26, was 27 damn near, was practice, was just shooting in the dark, making decisions that have consequences for a reason. And when you like are in that shit, people tell you that you're making this like destructive decisions for no reason, you're making your life hard, but in reality you're making those decisions for a reason because you need to learn that outcome. You need to learn that, hey, if I procrastinate, it's only gonna make it worse. Like, I keep choosing to, what am I choosing to rather do as opposed to the things that I should be doing? You know, like, where am I putting my energy in? And you're not consciously aware that you're doing these things until you have that frontal lobe development at 25, and then you are sitting and growing and knowing who you are with this new frontal lobe development for at least a year or two before you can really reflect on the way you were maneuvering life before in comparison to how you essentially have to move into life. So now you're a young woman moving into becoming a woman, which I think womanness comes 30, 31, 32. in that bracket where you're kind of getting a footing. In my personal opinion, at least that's how I feel like life is going for me. So becoming this young woman, moving into womanness, I am learning new things about myself sexually, and there's like a feralness to me, and I'm pretty sure it's on the like chemical level or hormonal level, whatever is happening with that. But it's like, not only am I extremely feral, it is becoming harder to control my sexual urges, especially being such a sexy, sexual, sensual being, which I like to say so for myself. There's also a lot of deep-rooted shame that I've been slowly pulling those roots out and just like being like, no. Let's reflect on that. Let's see. But it doesn't take away from the lingering sense of shame when it comes to certain things. Now, when I say this, again, let's go back to, I'm feeling very sexual, I'm feeling very sensual, I'm feeling like I want to try new things with either one person, multiple people, whatever the case may be. I want to explore, and I want to explore sexuality with freedom and wholeness. But I'm also afraid of who that makes me, and also like, who am I becoming because of it? And also understanding and navigating like STIs, STDs, like navigating sexual health while also navigating being a sexual person is two sides of the same coin, but it's a very nuanced coin, you know? It's very just like, how am I supposed to explore these things in my sexuality when in a world where everybody is so disregarding, in a world where everybody is so disregarding to other people's feelings, and they don't value community. Most people don't value community and safety, sexual safety in that too. So yeah, but back to this candle. If you don't know chakras, I'll put this little chakra thing on the screen. I'm not explaining that shit. Maybe in a future video, but I'm not explaining chakras. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, comment below. And then maybe I'll know that there's a need for it to come out of my mouth, and I'll do that. But the sacral chakra is not only attached to sexuality, sensuality, and in a sense, to me, a little bit of passion. It is also tied to your creativity. So with me lighting this candle and me becoming a young adult and me moving more in my creative body, attempting to like show up on here and show up in a plethora of other ways that like I won't be discussing quite yet, but there's a lot of, whoa, like these urges are just like strong, and how do I harness this without making destructive decisions or decisions without discernment? And I did something a couple days ago. I was not proud of it at all. I was just like, fuck, you know, like, I know better, I know better, I know better. And I read my Bible, right? I know. It is one of my goals, again, it is one of my goals to read all of the great books, all of the books surrounding spirituality and religion. So I'll put the names of the books that I'm alluding to, but of course the Bible is one of them. That's something that I would like to do for myself, regardless of you philosophers out there who are like, it's a waste of time. I don't think it's a waste of time. I want to do it, so I'm going to do it. But I think I read Corinthians chapter 1 verse 3 yesterday, and it basically was talking about excuse me, it was basically talking about like wise people still make mistakes, and that is the way that God made us, because sometimes wise people think that they're above the program, essentially, and you are not. You are not above making a mistake. You are not above self-destructive behavior. You are not above anything. You might have more knowledge on it, but knowledge does not qualify for better decision making. How many of us have had the knowledge and still decided and still made like terrible decisions despite that knowledge? Like, I know better and I still acted on my flesh. You're human. You're human. There is God in us. We are God, but it does not take away from the fact that we are human, and this is our godly experience, being a fucking human. Conquer your flesh. If that's what you want to do, conquer your flesh. There's always going to be something that tests your boundaries to see if you, and I don't think it's just like to see if you are better than before, or to test you to become, you know, I just think that they're there to be like, you are not bigger than the program. And here you are trying to beat the program, trying to understand the program and all of these things. But in reality, this is just supposed to be our reality. Like, this is just what we're supposed to be in. And even though like you've built your arsenal to not like make the same exact decision that you made before, and you've realized that cause and effect, there's no guarantee that you won't make the same mistake in a different font. It's a different font. It's different. It might be the same mistake, but it's a very different scenario, and you don't know who you are in this scenario, but you knew that that thing right there is no longer something that you will stand for or tolerate from anybody or even from yourself. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to harness my sexual energy, and also figure out why am I so avoided, and getting to the core of that, while also trying to navigate who am I, and navigate feeling like I'm in the wrong place, and just like there's a lot of confusion in my life right now, and there's also a lot of clarity. So one thing that has been helping me when I get to this like kind of existential point is this mantra that Janae Aiko did in psilocybin. I'll put the little thing up here for you guys to like check out or whatever, but it's one of my favorite songs by her, and it's off the album Trip. I'm looking over there because it's literally on my wall, but I will literally, I've been like, soon as I get to the point of anxiousness and stuff like that, it'll automatically start playing in my head, and I'll just be like, breath is everything. Breath is everything. Right place, right time, right mind, right now, right direction. And I'll keep reciting that, and I'll do it like the first time I'll just run through it, and it's just like, that's the anxiousness in me. It's like a quick exhale, and then I'll go deeper into my inhale and exhale. And this is just me comparing it to a breath, like right place, right time, right now, wait, right mind, right now, right direction. And I'll just like keep just like slower, slower, and slower until I'm like calmed down, and I realize like, yo, like I'm not meant to know everything right now. I'm not meant to know everything, period. Right? I need to be where I am right now, and I need to trust that I am on the right path, going in the right direction, and that this mindset that I'm in right now, thank God, will get me to the point in which I am trying to get to. And I have to trust myself and my intuition, and I have to trust God, and I have to trust the universe, and I have to trust my spirit team, and I have to, even if there's like no driving force behind you, even if you're atheist and you don't believe that there's anything out there, there's still a sense of intuition within you that you have to trust. And if you like, there is still spirituality in atheism, if that makes sense. Is it atheism? I don't know, but yeah, that's where I'm at. So I hope I'm not late for my train.